The long, thin road. The simile is quite plain. Whether you're 6 or 66, you can easily understand what Aşık Veysel means when he sings about being on a long, thin road. Take a look at the lyrics. Right, sorry, it's in Turkish. Let me fix that. And if that's not clear enough for you, maybe the next 2 verses will help things move along. It's about life, and it's about death. Now, let's peel back to Turkish for a second, just for that 3rd verse. I know that many people watching might not know Turkish, but I'm sure that even if you don't, you can recognize the rhyme scheme in this verse here. It goes A, B. Do you notice something interesting here? It's to do with the final 3 letters, the yom, so to speak. That's a contraction of a tense and subject-defining verb suffix. The accepted formal written version of that verb should end with yorum, not yor. Yürü means walk, yor indicates that it's present tense, and the in the end indicates first-person subjectivity. This is the formal written version, but Aşık Veysel deliberately sings it with yom, because he sings it in the spoken version of Turkish. This is the pronunciation you would hear in rural areas, in poorer neighborhoods, the more common one, the informal one, the vulgar version. And unlike most of the world's other languages, vulgar sits at the heart of the Turkish language, and Aşık Veysel is the perfect guy to understand why. Aşık Veysel was born in the village of Sivrialan, about 30 kilometers away from the city of Sivas. Sivas today is known for its beautiful Selçuk era medreses, its beloved local breed of dogs called the Kangal, and for being the site of 2 monumental events in Turkish Republic's history. In 1993, it witnessed the most appalling anti-intellectual attack in Turkish Republican history, and in 1919 it hosted the Sivas Congress, a key pre-parliamentary meeting that helped define the Turkish independence movement. The last one is very important as far as Veysel is concerned, because that Turkish independence movement actually ended up changing his life. At around the time of his birth in 1894, his country looked like this, but by the time he died in 1973, his country looked more like this. This was the result of the Turkish national independence movement. Ottoman Empire capitulated and Constantinople was occupied, as the Allied power forced the Ottoman Sultan to sign the aggressively offensive Sevr Treaty and left the ethnic Turkish population with a small plot of land in central Anatolia. The said Turkish population resisted, and that resistance movement found a leader in the hero of Gallipoli, Mustafa Kemal. Kemal corralled the militia, the people, and whatever that was left over from the Ottoman political and military establishment, and secured the sovereignty of Anatolia and Eastern Thrace for a Turkish nation-state. That nation-state is the current Turkish Republic, which was founded in 1923, and the Western-minded Kemal soon started establishing reforms. The Caliph went bye-bye, Bowler and Top Hat said hi, and women got the right to vote. For his incredible achievements modernizing the newly founded Turkish nation, Mustafa Kemal was awarded the surname of Atatürk, a cool way of calling him Father Turk. An uncool way would be to call him Baba Turk, which means the same thing, but is infinitely less grandiose sounding in Turkish, so I'm personally glad our forefathers didn't give Mustafa Kemal that surname. Now, Atatürk is a pretty famous guy, even making Dr. Arnold Ludwig's list of the 10 most influential leaders in the 20th century. Most of his achievements were applauded during his time as well, as he was understood to be crucial in proving that Islamic nations can also build modern secular states. He's also in no way, shape or form underappreciated in his home country, as you can gather from this short video of some lady beating some dude with a bouquet of flowers because they haven't allowed for a moment of silence honoring Atatürk and his comrades. Yet, I feel like his crowning achievement doesn't get talked up enough: his decision to pick vulgar Turkish as the official new language of the nation. By the late Ottoman Empire times, there were 2 quite distinct versions of Turkish. One was what's called the Ottoman Turkish, which was spoken in high courts. The other was essentially a vulgar Turkish, spoken amongst the general populace. Ottoman Turkish was infused with Persian and Arabic loanwords, while vulgar Turkish actually remained closer to the nation's Central Asian roots. Of course, it was still heavily influenced by Persian, Arabic, and Greek. Atatürk correctly identified that this disparity between the educated classes and the rest of the population, coupled with the fact that the court Turkish used Arabic script, kept the Turkish literacy levels across the country quite low, so he had to make a decision. He could have picked the so-called higher level of Turkish available, the one that already had a ton of written material and structure, but he didn't. He picked the vulgar Turkish to codify and standardize. Not the one spoken by the intelligentsia, but the one spoken by the people. Common people. like a guy born in a village 30 kilometers outside of Sivas. People like Aşık Veysel. In 1965, Veysel was honored by the Turkish parliament for his contributions to the Turkish language and Turkish national solidarity. And in many ways, he represented his zeitgeist so perfectly, this award was appropriate. He started his life in an Ottoman village, uneducated and poor. He was struck by smallpox, which took his sight and left him unable to fight in the wars that defined the fate of his homeland. He lost his son and his mom in quick succession. His wife left him for another man. He poured his pain and frustration into the only thing he had, his ağlama and his poems. His life of sorrow and misfortune couldn't be further apart from the lives of the disconnected Ottoman establishment that had been building large sarais and making questionable decisions. No, his life echoed the vulgar people of the empire, who fought daily amidst rising ethnic tensions and suffered in their backwards conditions. In many ways, Aşık Veysel personified the concept of this new Turkish republic, both with his life and also his signature song. Informal, hurt, and humble, and somehow still moving forward on a long thin road, walking day and night.
Şaşar Veysel iş bu hâle, Kalmaya, gâhi, güle. Yetişmek için menzile